Hey everyone, welcome back to the Forging Futures YouTube channel. I'm your host, Stanton Jones, and I've got a cool project planned for us today. So I wanted to do something a little different. We're not making a knife today. I wanted to do a project that would help me refine my hammer technique. So I picked up this book, The Everyday Blacksmith. I got this on Amazon. If you're interested in this, you can check it out. You can buy it through our affiliate link, which will not cost you another penny, but it will help out the channel. So if you're interested, check out the link below. That would help us out, and I'd be very appreciative. Now, this book, the first part is a reference. It's got some information about how to set up your shop, tools, and techniques and stuff. And the second part is 55 projects that you can use as a blacksmith, as a beginner blacksmith, to learn the trade and get into it. And it's supposed to be 55 projects that you'll use every day. So these are things like keychains and coat hooks and towel racks and all kinds of neat stuff. So I'm going to be doing a few projects throughout this from this book throughout, I don't know, probably the next several weeks, just because there's a lot of cool stuff in here and a lot of stuff that frankly we can use around my house. So if you're interested in this and you're getting into blacksmithing, definitely pick up this book. It's a great quick read, and then plenty of jewelry and kitchen stuff and all kinds of things that you could probably use. And hey, we could all use to practice, right? So I'm gonna pick out a project out of here and light the forge, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so the first project that I'm gonna tackle is the leaf. So to do this, it says to use 1/2" round stock, which I don't have any round stock, but I do have some rebar. I hope that the ridges on the rebar aren't going to affect the look and the outcome of this project. But if it does, oh well, that's part of the learning process, right? So we will start with a piece of 1/2" round bar. I will taper off the edges and make it a point, and then come down from the point about 1.5 inches, and let's see. Then I will isolate that by hitting it on the edge of the anvil and making almost more of a spear point, like that right there. And then you flatten out your leaf, use a chisel to draw out your leaf veins, and then you draw out the tail of it, loop it around, and create yourself a keychain. So that's the goal, that's the plan. We're gonna see how well that turns out. Okay, our metal is up to temp, so we're gonna get started on this first bit, which is tapering that end and then isolating about 1.5 inches of it to form the body of our leaf. Okay, as you can tell, I was having some trouble getting that shoulder established to isolate that end of the project. That's just part of this whole learning experience, is figuring out where on the anvil to strike, where to hold the metal off the edge, where to use the hammer, to which types of hammers to use even. This is all still relatively new to me. But that's exactly why I bought this book. This book is designed to use these projects to help you learn these techniques. So I'm really happy that I'm doing this. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the isolation on the end. It's actually a little bit longer than I was expecting. It's came out to 2 inches instead of the 1.5 inches that the book recommends, but hey, sue me, I didn't use a ruler. Now I'm going to start working on flattening out the actual leaf. Okay, so here's how the leaf is starting to shape out. It's not bad. I'm actually okay with the body of the leaf, but I hate that tip. That big flat point on it, I'm not good with that. So I think what I'm actually going to do is cut it off and start over. Okay, I've got my second piece in the fire, and I've got the end isolated, and I'm a lot happier with how that went. I still struggled with it a little bit, but I'm realizing now that I think part of that might actually be my anvil, or lack thereof an anvil. If you haven't noticed, I'm using a railroad track that's been ground. The top's been ground down, and that's what I'm using for an anvil, because anvils are expensive. So help make this channel popular, that way I can get some money and I can afford a real anvil. Maybe that will help. Anyway, so yeah, next I'm going to try flattening out the leaf, and we'll give this another shot. A lot happier with the body of this leaf. I'm still not quite there on the tip, but I'm about 95% happy with it for a second try. I still think that with obviously a lot more practice, I'll get a lot better at it, but I'm going to try refining the tip a little bit more, and then I'm going to try my hand at I'm going to try my hand at using a chisel to add in the veins to the leaf. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the shape of the leaf and how the veins turned out. I think next time I'll try spacing them a little bit closer together and just try refining that a little bit. But overall, pretty happy with how they are on this one for a first attempt. Now I'm going to try drawing out what would be the stem of the leaf. I'm going to draw that out. I think the book says about 9 to 10 inches. I should probably double check that. Always double check your measurements. Yeah, I'm gonna draw that out, and then I will cut it and attempt to curl it and make a loop out of it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, after a lot of hammering, I've got the stem drawn out and tapered to a diameter that I'm happy with. And so far, I'm actually really happy with the overall project. But now, honestly, I think this is the scariest part for me. It's time to form the loop and then curl the tail around the stem back up. And I'm going to try to do some final shaping on the leaf and give it a more leaf-like look instead of just being flat, because that looks dull. So I'm nervous about this part. The horn on my anvil is really thick, so it's going to make it more difficult, and I don't have a bench vise. I've got one pair of tongs that's not ideal and a pair of vice grips, channel locks. So this could get a little interesting. Here we go. Just about done with this thing. Not the best lighting, but I'm pretty darn happy with that. The stem rolled around nicely. The tip, I would have liked the tip of the flower to be a little bit sharper, but all in all, for my first try, that's not bad. So I'm gonna heat it up, brush it really good, and dunk it in some canola oil, because canola oil is what I've been using to quench my knives in, and I think that will give this a nice clean finish. And this puppy's done. We're gonna call it a day right there. Well, there you have it, folks. A hand-forged, one-of-a-kind leaf keyring. You know why it's one of a kind? Because no matter how good you get, no two will ever be the same. That makes it unique, and in my opinion, that makes it pretty cool. Now, if you thought this video was cool, you know the routine. Do me a favor, hit like, share, subscribe, all those things that help out the channel. And if you thought this project was cool and you want to try it yourself, down in the description will be an Amazon affiliate link where you can buy the Everyday Blacksmith book, and you can give this a try yourself. It won't cost you an extra cent, but it'll help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and remember, forge your own future and make stuff. Like this awesome keyring. But this one's mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Go make your own. Things help out the channel. But if you're also interested in doing projects like this, look down into the that's all, folks. Look